Good morning, members. For this session, we are going to go through how to access the online resources as students and staff from the Faculty of Sciences and Computing. So for access the Ndejje University resources, you go to your browser and type in ndejjeuniversity.ac.ug, which will take you to the homepage of the university, and then you go to eResources. The moment you click on resources, it will take you to a page of this nature, and we have a number of different databases, more than 20 of them. However, we've simplified it and created what we call the eResource reference guides. And for the Faculty of Sciences and Computing, we have ebooks, which we have subscribed to, like EBSCOhost database, Taylor and Francis ebooks. Then the e-journals, we have Hinari, we have Wide Online Library, we have IEEE, Mathematical Sciences, Publishers Journals, Degrooter's Journals, and then also Taylor and Francis. And then we have what we call off-campus and on-campus access. If you are using your own data, we have MyLoft, where you will be required to use your university email and password. And then if you're on campus, you only go direct, as I've demonstrated in the first place. So basing on our list, we shall start with EBSCOhost. And the moment you come here, you click on EBSCOhost database. Now for EBSCOhost, it is a database for both ebooks and e-journals. And the moment you go to it, you click on it, it will take you to a page, and you select EBSCOhost web. And when it displays in this nature, you are not required to log in if you are only going to access articles. But if you'll be in position to access books, you'll be required to log in. For example, if I type in and say information technology, that's my search. So you see that because I was too general, I'm being given 548,000 plus articles. And then on the show list, they are displaying 10, but it can display 50. And on the relevance, it's looking at the relevance depending on my search term. If you need the newest, it will display the newest to the oldest. Then we have what we call filtering. And here you can select you need full text, all times, 12 months, 5 years, 10 years. Source type, if you need only books, you can select ebooks. For example, here, if you want to access ebooks, we have two different ebook packages. And if you want to access articles, we can leave it at articles. For example, let's start with articles. If I select articles, I'll be able to get a number of articles. And if I need full text, some of these, they'll direct you to another database like ERIC. They'll take you to other options. If you need a PDF, you pick another option. If you need to access it online, you click on access online. If they tell you that go to, for example, ERIC, the moment you click on ERIC, for example, to take you to another landing page where the article is, and then you'll be in position to download a full PDF. So it is here online, and then it's published 2025 on 5th. It was published in 2025 on published on 2025 March. So the date is there, it's the newest. And then you go to your right-hand side corner where we have the icon for download, and then you download the article and save it wherever you want. So this can be done using even your mobile device, a smartphone or a tablet, and be able to download an article. Then we can select, because these are too many, there are too many articles. You can see there are 396,000, you can say, for the past 12 months. So the database will filter and give you the reasonable number. However much it's still too much, 35,000, but it will filter. Then when you look at each article on the right-hand side of the page, we have the 3 dotted icons. There is what we call cite. You can click on cite, and then by default, it will give you the APA citation style. Just click on clipboard, and then you save this in your document you are working on. If you need a different citation style, this is what they have. They have Chicago, they have Harvard, Australian, MLA, Vancouver, and the AMA, and so on. So you select and then you copy to the clipboard. Then another tool here, you can share. So the moment you click on share, do you want to create a link? You can create a link and copy it and then paste it in your WhatsApp group as a class or for your colleague so that your colleague can also be able to download the article. So instead of downloading a full material and then share it and it's heavy, you rather share a link, or you can share it in the Google Drive if you have a class Google Drive so that all members can be able to access it. Then if you need to download, you can still download from here. The moment you click on download, you can be able to download. Now that is to deal with the articles. There are a number of them here. So if you need what we call peer-reviewed articles, still you can do the same. Then if you need books, you go back here and tick and apply. So it will give us a full list. And then when we come to 12 months, we shall select all because the books, you can't get them for 12 months. The books can be at least 5 years and above. So you come to source type here, click on more, select the ebooks and the others which are called books, and then apply. So it will only display books here. And then if you need a timeline, you can give your range. Don't select past 12 months because you may not get any result. Select 5 or 10. And then on the relevancy, it will still rotating on our search term. And then if you need to display more, you can select 50 instead of 10 because by default they are 10 on the list here. And then how do you access books here? So the moment you click on access now, it will take you to a page where the book will open, and then they will display for you the number of chapters. Some chapters have subsections. So if you only need a subsection, you just click on a drop down, a download icon, and download a special section. If you need a full chapter, you just select a chapter. Now, there are scenarios where you need to share the book. You can share, you can click on the share icon and share the book. Now, for the book, you will be sharing a link with your colleagues. You create a link and share. You can pick the citation. The book will also have the option is, and now this is how it is cited. The same we did with the articles. But if you need a full book, you click on full download. And some of the books here, some you can download the chapter, it'll give you a provision to download the chapter. You can download a full book. Now for EBSCO to access the books, that many of them, you need to select a number of days you borrow. And then after 84 days, they give us maximum of 84 days. So it's up to you to select the number of days of your interest. For example, I can select 10 days. And then I'm required to have Adobe Dictate Editions. So this is a software. If you don't have it, you need to download it. It's also an app which you can install on your machine. Either you rather use smart device, or if you have an Apple computer, you select Macintosh and download and install. If you have a Windows computer, you select and install the software. So this is how it looks like. I so far downloaded a book. So this is how it looks like. So if you don't have it, you'll not be able to access these books. So, and then, and it also sometimes requires you to register the computer, but for the computer, you may not need to register. But for a phone or any other mobile device, you need to register for an Adobe ID and create an Adobe ID for your machine so that you can be in position to download. So here, after that, I'll just click on download. And then they're telling me that I so far have 1 week, 2 days, and 23 hours. They've already started counting. Then I'll click on the item. So when your network is very stable, it will straight away download the material. If it denies, it means you have the bandwidth is very slow. So now the book has been downloaded. It is here. It's offline. I can have it offline. And then you can see the different chapters with different sections. If I need a specific section like here for Defense Global Combat Support, System Joint Increment 7. If I need Homeland Security, Western Hemisphere Travel Initiative, if I go to, and if I need a program here and I click on it, then there's an icon here for fitness. If you need the actual size, if you need to zoom, you can zoom. If your site can't read small letters, then there are appendices. If you only need to look at the appendices, you look at the impedances. That is all in chapter 1. If I go to chapter 2, it will be the same. Chapter 2 has different parts. If I need a specific part, I'll just click on it. I need Agile frameworks, then I'll go there and be able in position to access them. Then I can go back to my library and you can see both books which I have, they have 9 days remaining for me to access. So I can access now those books offline, not online. So when we go back to our list, we have Taylor and Francis. So we shall go back to our reference list, guide list. We have Taylor and Francis as another ebook database. So I'll just go here and then click on Taylor and Francis ebooks. There is Taylor and Francis articles and Taylor and Francis ebooks. So I'll select the one for ebooks. And the moment it displays, okay. So the moment displays, I can browse by collection of ebooks they have. I can browse by subject. You can see they have a number of subjects. Now, if I'm a computer science student, I can select computer science and then to display a list of computer science materials. And if I'm looking at technology, I'll select technology. So even those in other subjects will be able to access Taylor and Francis. Then when I selected only computer science, you can see a list. However, we have what we call filter. So you select content you have access to so that you are able to know exactly what you have access to. So you can see I have access to 735 books. Is equivalent to 2,292 chapters. So these are now books. So if I need a book on computational research in ethics and mitigation and migration studies, or rethinking culture and creativity in digital transformation, those are for computer science, not IT. I can be able to access the abstract here of the book. Then if I need a full book, I'll just right and click and open it in another new tab. So the book is here. There is what we call a digital object identifier on these details of the book. This unique number, every book has it. Even in the EBSCO, they were there for both books and articles. So you can still share by email, share by copy a link. You copy a link and share with colleagues in your WhatsApp group or any other platform which you communicate with, so that they can be in position to also have access to such material. Now, when you come to this book, for it, you'll be in position to download specific chapters, and then you'll be able to share with other colleagues. Now, for example, if I go by search and I don't go by browsing, and I say information technology, which is a bit general, information technology, and that is my search. So I'll be able to get a number of materials, and you can see I have 16,161 materials. That is equivalent to 163,995 chapters. So I'll go to filter as I did when I browsed, and I select only content I have access to, and you can see I have access to 1,132 books. And these books, at least they range until 30th December 2022, meaning that even the latest books I'm able to access them. So I'll read the abstract. If I realize the abstract is very important for me, then I'll click on the title of the book, open it in another new tab, and then I'll be in position to access this book here, right away here. And then I'll be in position to download chapter by chapter. Now, what happens with Taylor and Francis? Some of the books you'll be in position to download all the chapters. Some of them you'll be in position to download a few chapters. Some of them you'll be in position to download a full book at once. So if you need to download a full book at once, you just click on download here on the right-hand side of the page, and you select PDF. You select EPUB, it means you have an EPUB reader. So you click on PDF, and then you'll be in position to download the full book. But if you need different chapters, still you can select chapter by chapter. But I have a full book here. However, it has downloaded it online, not offline. So I'll click on the drop down, the download icon, and select PDF. So when I select the PDF, my book is here under Law, Regulation, and Governance in the Information Society. And the book is on information rights and information wrongs. So for it, you keep on browsing page per page, run through the book. But when you look at the book, it was first published in 2023, meaning it is the latest, and it has the latest information. And I understand these are the materials which you are required to access, the latest materials, as far as your courses are concerned. So that is how you can be able to access materials under Taylor and Francis. However, Taylor and Francis, when we go back to our reference guide, you can see that we also have Taylor and Francis for journals. You can go to journals, it's the same navigation. You can be able still to access, here you'll be in position to access only articles, not books. So there's a slight difference about the setup of the platform, but they are the same publishers. So you'll be able to access even articles from there. Then let's look at another important database, that is IEEE. You navigate Hinari, you navigate Wiley, but let's look at IEEE. So when you go to our list of databases here and you select IEEE, it is very rich in technology. And when you come, it has 6,929,578 items. So if we use the same search, and maybe we say computational science, or computer systems, let's look at computer systems. So the moment you select a subject like computer, and you select computer systems, we don't have access to books here, however much they've been displayed. So you'll be required to select only what we have access to. So when you click on only open access, because that's what we have access to, you realize we have 51,996 articles. Those ones which are early access, they're 636, and then magazines and conference. So the moment the list is displayed here, on the right-hand side of the page, we have a range. So you can see these are running from 1912, but for us, we can say from 2024, and then we apply. So meaning that it will display only the current materials which we have access to. So you can see now when you have these, so you click on PDF. For example, if I need access to this, I'll open it in another new tab, and then this article will display online. Okay. So the moment it displays online, you'll be in position to download the article and save it anywhere you would like to save it. And then you'll be able to read it offline wherever you like. Then when we continue with the filtering on the right-hand side of the page, if you need to know the authors, how much they've published, if you need to know the publication titles, you need to know the publisher. If you need to look at the supplementary items, sometimes you need to look at the data sets or the codes, the publication topics. However much we are looking at computer science, there are a number of different topics here. Am I looking at machine learning? Am I looking at Internet of Things? Am I looking at neural network? Am I looking at deep learning, convolutional neural network? Or if you click on show more, the list is long. Am I looking at object detection, Internet of Things devices, root mean square errors, training sets, and artificial intelligence? What am I looking at? So however much I typed in, my search was the computer systems, but I'm privileged even to access other subjects. And what you see in brackets, those are the number of items which are available. And because we selected what we have access to, you can see every item has a padlock unlocked. The moment you say padlock in green and it's locked, it means that we don't have access to that material. So that is how you can be in position to access also IEEE. Then we have other materials like mathematical science publishers. Now this will help especially our students who are in HEC. So when you go there, you'll also be able to access materials from there. Even IEEE and other databases we've looked at, they'll be useful. But for example, if I go and visit mathematical sciences publishers, it has a lot on physics. If you need materials on physics, the same, you can browse, you can search, and then you'll be in position to access these materials. So basically, that's how you can be in position to access materials from our library. However, what I want to end with is off campus. If you're using your own personal data and you're not using the university network, the moment you go to our page here of library, there's what we call MyLoft. That is the off-campus access. Now that one, you will be required to register with us, and then we'll create for you accounts, and then you'll be able to access these materials even you are not on the university network. So if you are using your own data, remember in the other reference list, there is the Grutter online resources, there's EBSCO, which we've looked at, there is the Taylor and Francis, and Taylor and Francis has both ebooks and also e-journals. Then we have IEEE. The good thing, the list here under MyLoft, it's organized in alphabetical order. So we have when you come to MyLoft, you select IEEE Extra Digital Library, not IEEE Open. So that you can have a wider scope of resources which you can be in position to access. However, here we have different other databases when you go off campus, which you can still access on your own. However much we don't have them on the other list, but they are here because we access all these resources through the consortium of Uganda University Libraries. So you'll be in position to access these resources as your need arises. So what we did was to simplify, because the database has so many, to select a few which hint directly on what you need to access as far as your studies are concerned. I want to thank you so much. Thank you for your attention, and you'll be able to access these resources anytime you need to. Thank you. God bless you. Bye.